Chapter 1. It was a brand new building, modern-looking in the style of contemporary day schools and community colleges, all glossy undulations and shining declivities, like a razor haircut in concrete and glass. But the old women behind the service desk hadn't changed a bit since the days when suburban libraries were just plaster walls, wood shelving, and quiet signs. There was still little old ladies in floral print dresses and high-topped shoes, wearing too much lipstick, or not at all. Wispy gray heads meant to lean together and gossip, which is what two of them did when they saw me stride through the glass doors, all 6 feet 3 inches of me, with my busted statue's face gone civil in a smile. I figured that they knew every man, woman, and child in the neighborhood by sight, and not only by sight, by record and by reputation too, by fines and by finitudes, which in itself was probably enough to put the lemons in their looks, that and the fact they didn't know me. I asked one of them if she could show me over to Leon Ringgold's office, and she gave me her overdue frown and looked up coolly from behind rimless spectacles. She was a very little old lady, this one, with round, stooped shoulders made for the red cardigan sweater she was wearing, and the sharp, chinless head of a night owl. "I'll see," she said, lingering over the "see" as if being shown to Leon Ringgold's office were no sure thing. Then she asked me what she had been wanting to ask since she and her cronies had seen me come through the door. She did it with a little sweetness in her voice, deliciously, as if she was sucking on a mint. "May I say who's calling?" "Harry Stoner," I said. "He's expecting me." She toddled off to a door behind the desk and walked through it into what appeared to be a small, white-walled office. There was a 2 or 3 minute space, which the other ladies pretended to fill by stamping overdue books and sorting through catalog cards. Then the owl-eyed one came out through the door and back to the desk. She looked, I thought, slightly disappointed. They all looked slightly disappointed. I began to wonder if they didn't know who I was after all. "You can go in," she said without enthusiasm. I went in. It was indeed a small office, bare except for a steel desk sat opposite the door. Leon Ringgold, or the man I took to be Leon Ringgold, was standing behind that desk, and behind him on the far wall, a muscular wooden Jesus was peering sadly over his shoulder. Ringgold was a small man in his late 30s, with wavy, lead-colored hair and an incongruous little boy's face that made him look as swart and peevish as an elf. He held out his right hand as if it hurt him to move, and when I shook it, he swayed slightly at the shoulders. "Your ladies don't seem to like my looks," I said, sitting across from him at the desk. He made an exasperated face and said, "Ignore them. They don't want to see Miss Davis lose her job, that's all. My God, I can't do anything around here without their butting in. It's just like living at home." I smiled, and Ringgold blushed from forehead to chin. He had all the makings of a tetchy one, as my grandmother used to say. One of those angry little men who've never forgotten the rest of the world for looking down on them, as if a man's stature was purely a matter of height. It didn't take a detective to conclude that the best approach with Mr. Leon Ringgold was to stick strictly to business and to save the banter for a client with a thicker hide.